Have you ever found yourself deep in a YouTube rabbit hole, watching these animated horror stories and just thinking, how on earth are they making these? You know the ones, these faceless channels that seem to post constantly and are just racking up millions of views? Well, today we are pulling back the curtain and revealing the exact AI-driven blueprint they're using to go viral.
And no, that is not an exaggeration. We're literally talking about creators building massive audiences and probably a pretty nice income without ever stepping in front of a camera. It's kind of like a whole new frontier for making content, and this is your map to get there.
So that's the big question, right? How are they doing it? It seems almost impossible to pump out that much high-quality content that fast. But here's the secret. It's not some huge animation studio or a massive budget. Nope. It's a super streamlined AI-powered blueprint.
What we're witnessing right now is basically a digital gold rush, but in this one very specific niche. While some creators are kind of worried about AI, others are just quietly using it to completely dominate this horror story space, posting new videos daily and just taking over the algorithm.
Okay, so let's break this thing down. Here's the game plan for today. We're going to start with the big picture, the core concept of this automated blueprint. Then we'll walk through setting up your channel, scripting the scares, producing the video with AI, and finally, launching it out into the world. Let's do it.
So this entire strategy, the whole thing, it really hinges on one core idea: completely replacing the old, slow, and frankly expensive way of making videos with a single, automated system that does pretty much all of the heavy lifting for you.
Just look at the difference here. The traditional way, you're juggling a bunch of different paid tools, right? Something for images, another for voiceover, then your video editing software. It's pricey and it takes forever. But the AI blueprint, it rolls all of that into one. It's built for speed, for scale, and for being just incredibly efficient.
And the key piece of tech making this whole thing possible is a tool called Clippy AI. Think of it as your all-in-one video factory. It's designed to handle everything: generating the art, creating the voiceover, adding the captions, basically turning a super complex workflow into just a few clicks. So really, the whole process just boils down to these four main stages. It's a simple, repeatable workflow. The whole point is to let you stop worrying about all the technical stuff and instead focus on what really, really matters: telling a great story.
Okay, first things first. Let's start at the very beginning, laying the foundation. Because look, before you can have a viral video, you've got to have a channel for it to live on, right?
The setup part is pretty straightforward. You pick a name, you make some basic art for your profile and banner. But here's the key insight, and you gotta listen to this. Don't get stuck trying to make your branding perfect. What really matters is your SEO. From day one, you need to be telling YouTube exactly what your channel's about using targeted tags. A tool like vidIQ is perfect for this because it lets you see what your successful competitors are doing and find the best keywords to get noticed.
All right, now we get to the absolute heart of the matter. This next step, this is the single biggest factor that will determine whether your video goes viral or just fades into obscurity. That's right, the visuals are AI, the voice is AI, but the story, the story is everything. A strong, gripping script is what's going to hook people in the first few seconds and keep them watching all the way to the end. This is where you need to focus most of your creative energy.
And you know what? Creating that killer script is way simpler than you might think. It's basically a two-prompt system using ChatGPT. The first prompt gets you a whole list of unique story ideas. Then you just pick your favorite, and the second prompt expands that one idea into a full, polished script. It's amazing.
But listen, here is a crucial pro tip. Do not just copy and paste what the AI gives you. You have to do what's called a human touch-up. Read the script out loud. If any line sounds clunky or robotic, fix it. I'm telling you, this one extra step is what turns AI text into a story that actually connects with people. It makes a huge difference.
All right, with our polished script in hand, it is time to enter the factory. This is where the real magic happens, where your words get transformed into a fully edited video pretty much automatically.
Inside a tool like Clippy AI, this whole thing is incredibly slick. So first, you paste in your edited script. Then you pick the dark cartoon style for the visuals and a really high-quality voice. Something like Nox Dark works great. Then you just click Generate Scenes. The AI does its thing, and all you have to do is add the final touches. A little background music, keep it low, around 20–22%, and then add your captions.
And hey, just because it's automated doesn't mean you're not in the driver's seat. If there's an image that just doesn't quite fit the vibe of your script, you can regenerate it with a new prompt.
You can also pick smooth transitions to make everything flow nicely and choose from a whole library of caption styles with just one click. It's these little tweaks that give the video that professional polish.
Okay, the video is exported and ready to go. The final step is to get it out there in front of the world and give it the best possible shot at getting picked up by that all-powerful YouTube algorithm.
The launch is just as smart and data-driven as the creation process. So you're going to use vidIQ again to come up with title ideas that have high SEO scores. Then you just pop your script back into ChatGPT and ask it for 3 or 4 really relevant SEO-friendly hashtags. Add those to your description, hit that publish button, and you are live.
And that's it, seriously. From a totally blank channel to a fully produced, SEO-optimized horror story video that's ready to be discovered by millions. You now have the entire system, the complete blueprint that demystifies how these channels are scaling so incredibly fast. You know, the source material ends on this really powerful question, and so I'm going to leave you with it too. The blueprint is right here. The tools are ready and waiting. So, are you actually going to do it? The only thing missing from this equation is you. Thanks for joining us.